At the age of 16, I say to my mom, I'm not going to work a 9 to 5 job when I grow up. I'm not going to work under somebody when I grow up. And the problem was, the idea is good. The problem was, I tried to make her understand. That is one mistake which I see in every one of us. Like, if you're a person, if you're a young kind of guy, 14, 15, 16, right now I'm 17. The young people who have like big goals, when they say to their parents, wait 1 second, they say it to their parents, and the parents sort of dismisses them. It's because they have this poor mindset which was brought up by society. Now I'll tell you a story. When I started working out at the age of 14, the first time, yeah, I started doing like abs every day, like 8 minutes of abs every single day. My mom saw me working out and she's like, why are you working out? You know, the working out myths people face? I was never sent to a gym in my entire life. I have never been in a gym. So I'm working out and she's like, why are you working out? The height growth, then some, I don't know, she was talking about some sweat thing which is going to happen if you work out. I don't know, bro. They have this kind of mentality, and I don't blame them. I used to blame them, and you probably do blame your parents because they don't understand you. Of course, they wouldn't understand. They have never seen anything like this. When I was 14, in my age, there was nobody. But when I turned 15, a couple of my friends started working out and everything. Thing is, bro, when you start working out, right, and you eat more than two eggs, your family starts asking, why are you eating more than two eggs? And you hit them with the testosterone, protein synthesis. Bro, they won't understand. They won't understand jack shit. And my mom is a nurse. I'm not even giving the piss. They won't understand. And if you're trying to make them understand, it is your character flaw. And thing is, bro, you know our parents, right? They have friends and their friends talk about their kids. Sure, by all means, I think I'm not going to, I often intended, okay? I'm one among you. It's like we are not interested in getting grades, getting good grades, and being a good boy. We have our own paths to chase, right? But then their friends, their kids, completely autistic retards, but with good grades. And then their parents are like, oh, my son scored this much in this test, that much in this test. But then when they talk about you, you have achievements in life like great mental health, you have like a great physique, you're working towards your future, you're reading books. Those are your achievements. But the achievements your parents want right now, right here, is studies and grades and the education system. What the education system is putting on that stupid report card, that's what your parents want to flex. That's what your parents want to say to other parents for like this much hit of dopamine, this much hit of dopamine. I truly understand you, bro. I understand the situation that you are in. And no offense, but do you want to end up like your parents? Just look at them. Do you really want to end up like them? Not even about the physical part, like they're unhealthy and they're sleep deprived. They're sleep deprived because of their work and they work for us. I am completely grateful for that. Hand to heart, I'm grateful for my mom because she wakes up a couple of times a week, maybe 5 or 6 times a week in the morning to go to her duty, to her hospital to work. I'm completely grateful for that. But do you want to have their mindset? Do you want to work to become like that? You probably have like a great physique right now, right? Do you want to lose that? You need to ask these kinds of questions to you. I don't care if you're like a 13-year-old, but do you know that there is another 13-year-old millionaire right now? And if you start working out 99% of the time, You're the only person who started working out within the family. Within the whole bloodline, you probably must be the only guy who is dedicatedly working out. I'm not even giving you the piss. You are probably the only guy. If there is somebody else, okay, you're lucky. Your family might understand like a little bit. Look, your parents have a retarded mindset. You have to understand that, okay? I'm giving you the straightforward, no bullshit answer. Your parents have the retarded poor person mindset. You don't have that mindset. Quite literally, if you're watching stuff like this, you do not have that mindset. You know that you can win. You literally know it. You know that you can get to your 10 out of 10 physique by sticking to your workout routine. You have that basic understanding. You know that you would win. Of course, you would win because you're watching stuff like this. You're consuming content like this. You may not be seeing results now, but in the future, hell yeah, you would see results because you're focusing on building towards your future. Now, most of the online self improvement niche people will say, oh, but consuming content is bad if you're not taking any action. It's better than watching video games and masturbating to some chick, some pixels. You're masturbating to pixels, bro. It's better than that. Consuming self improvement content and working towards your future is better than consuming useless dopamine crap. I started consuming not dopamine, self improvement content when I was like at the age of 14. And I started my business when I was 17. Like this YouTuber building a personal brand, I started when I was at the age of 17. So it took me 2.5 years to take action, to properly take action. Sure, I started working out. Working out is an action which you can take. You cannot think about it. You have to take action. You have a little bit of information like take push-ups, you have to take push-ups. But building a business, start like having this camera confidence, you have to slowly build up to it. You cannot do stuff like that. And when your parents are an absolute retard and when you start working out and when they ask why are you eating more than 2 eggs, you have to reply to them in a retarded language. I know you're really smart. No shit. I understand you're really smart. You know what testosterone, you know about protein, muscle protein synthesis. I understand that. But your parents don't. They don't understand that. And if you try to make them understand, I'm repeating them, write this down on your wall or on your notepad, anything. If you try to make them understand, it is your character flaw. And the next time when they ask, why are you eating more than 2 eggs? You reply to them with, I'm hungry. That's it. When you eat like 4 eggs, you just say, I'm hungry. Don't say about testosterone and protein, bro, for fuck's sake. Just say that you're hungry. That's it. End of chat. And the next time they see you working out, and when they say, oh, why are you working out? It's bad for you, the sweat glands, and this is some bullshit they see in Facebook, bro. Just say, I have a sports match coming up. I'm working out for that. Then they'll be, okay, you have a sports match coming up. Normal men, like completely average men, understand from their own mistakes. But wise men learn from other men's mistake. This was my mistake, and my mistake was I tried to make them understand. A couple of weeks back is when I understood this mistake. You do not try to make people understand. You show the results and then they understand. Bro, when I used to talk to my mom about business, it was just air, like genuine air. It was just words, like words without action. I would say to her, I would not work a day in my life. I wouldn't say work a day in my life. I said, I won't work under somebody. I won't work a 9 to 5 job. It was just words. I didn't even have a product to sell. I didn't even have a link. Literally, if you look the link in my description, there is a link, right? I didn't even have that. I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I didn't post on Instagram. I didn't do anything. It was just mere words. And when I said I will start a business, she would say, I would not invest a single penny into your business because your business will fail and you will end up broke. You will end up poor person. You will start begging to other people. She would say stuff like that. Because guess what? My words were just words. It wasn't backed up by action. Your words should be backed up by action, bro. And then when finally I release my product, I start getting like clicks, like people start clicking on my link to start buying my products. Okay, funny story. You actually cannot buy my product. You know why? Because I am 17, yeah, and I don't have a bank account. I literally don't have a bank account. You might be saying, oh, ask your parents for a bank account. Bro, I tried. I quite literally, I tried. By coming November 5, it is my birthday. I actually turned 18. So when I turn 18, in that month, by the month of November, my product will be like 100% active. Now it's sort of like 80% active. Like 20% is the checkout page, obviously. Like people should be able to put money in my pockets. Then only they can get the value for it. Otherwise, how will that happen? If you're the kind of teenager who is looking forward to start a business, obviously you're in self improvement. You obviously want to start a business. You want to escape this 9 to 5 trap. I'm telling you, don't say anything to your family. Quite literally, you work in silence and you get the results. Right now, you might be 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I understand. You cannot start an online business. You see, in this online space, there is a 13-year-old millionaire, 14-year-old millionaire. I understand your position. You just started, or you're like 1 year into this journey. I get that. But you're doing the right thing. You're consuming content which is like laying bricks towards your future self. And that is 50,000 times better than watching video games and lying around and being a skinny fat loser. You're building towards your future, and that is, I'm telling you, if I wish if I could hug you right now. I wish if I could like dap your hand and give you like a good side hug. You're doing a great job. You're building towards your future. And when you do like that, you start reading these money books, still you're not taking any action. Technically, you're not taking any action, even though you're consuming content. You're building that mindset, you're building that mentality, and slowly, after years, you finally take the big leap. It took me 2.5 years to take the big leap to start a personal brand. I had to build up the mindset. I would not be sitting here and talking to you like this unless and until I have laid the bricks towards starting my personal brand. I have just started. You can check my YouTube channel. It's a couple of videos. But then I have so much camera confidence. Most beginner YouTubers, they give up after like 3 videos, bro, 3 or 4 videos, because they don't have enough camera confidence. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I was in the valley of despair, the emotional cycle of change. Yesterday I was in the valley of despair. I'm like, oh, bro, like, I don't think this is going to happen. Of course, I think it's going to happen. I'm going to be rich. You are going to be rich. We are going to be rich, bro. Key takeaways from this video. Firstly, if you're going to work out, use the lies that I've told you. When you're working out, just say you have a sports match coming up, and when you're eating more than 2 weeks, just say that you are hungry. That's the first lie. Not a lie, but it's a white lie if you think about it. It's going to build your future. Secondly, if you're building towards a business, 99% of the time, if you're somebody watching stuff like this, you're going to build a business. If you're going to build a business, start laying the bricks first. Don't just explicitly just go say to your family, but going to be, I'm never going to work a 9 to 5 job. I showed results to my mom after starting my business. You can say that like that though. You can say like that. You can say to your parents, I'm going to be rich. You can say stuff like that. But your words should be backed up by action. They should see something. Right now in my sales page, like people are clicking, right? I'll show the amount of people who are clicking to my mom. Right now I have like 500 clicks on that one link. And I showed it to mom. I'm like, mom, my product is $49 and 500 people click my link. Let's say worst case scenario. 500 people come into my store, 10 people buy. At least 10 people would buy, right? I would be making $490. Let's say best case scenario. 500 people buy it. $20,000. I showed it to my mom and she wasn't supporting it, yeah? She wasn't supporting it. But I saw the trust in her eyes. I'm not even giving you the piss. She said, oh, but the 500 people clicked your link, but I don't think they would buy it. But I saw the trust in her eyes. Have you had that? I know for a fact you will. Within a couple of months or within a year from now, You will see that trust in your mom's eyes. Before ending this video, a quick tip. Don't try to teach your parents anything. Quite literally, people have this concept where they don't want to be taught anything. They just rely on the education system. They want to think that they know everything. So please, I'm telling you, from experience, I'm telling you, be a wise man, learn from my mistake. Don't try to teach your parents anything whatsoever. They only listen to their tribe. People cannot stop listening to their tribe. In the tribe, I mean the social circle of these internet gossiping, Facebook scrolling aunties. That is their tribe. Think about it. We have this belief, right? And if some retard says, no, 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 that's not how it works, of course we would disagree with it. That's the same thing for your parents. They will not deviate from their tribe. So don't try to teach your parents anything. Subscribe to this channel if you want to be a part of this army, this cult, this brotherhood, whatever you want to call it. Be a part of this. I know for a fact we are going to win. You are going to win. Become simply an all-rounder. Goodbye.